Good morning, yogis. Welcome to a new day. My name is Bre from Breathe and Flow, and for this morning's practice, I'm going to be leading you through energizing power flow in the backdrop here in Bali. So grab your mat and let's flow. So we're going to begin in a comfortable seated position. For me, I like to sit in hero's pose on my heels. You can also just sit cross-legged. Place the hands on the thighs, maybe palms facing upwards towards the sky. Gently close down the eyes. Take a deep breath in, lengthen out the spine, lift up through the crown of the head. And exhale, gently lower the shoulders away from the ears. Another inhale through the nose. And exhale, open mouth, let it go. One more inhale. And exhale out. Just to welcome yourself onto your mat and into this space. And bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and bring the fist over to your right hip. And gently bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, just to stretch out the left side of your neck. And if it feels good, you can start to bring your chin towards your sternum in that quarter turn with the head, and then gently bring the head back up to the shoulder. One more time, let it lower down, chin to sternum, and back up. Bring the head back to center, and then switch the fist over to the left side. Same thing, lower the left ear down towards the left shoulder, and then make that quarter turn. Just warming up, stretching out the neck. First thing in the morning always feels good. And the head back to center. Release the hands, open the eyes. Inhale, arms lift to the sky. And exhale, hands down to the heart. Take a moment to set your intention for your practice today. It can be something as simple as sending a little bit more love to yourself or to those around you. Or maybe just focusing more on the breath during your flow. Gently blink open the eyes. Welcome yourself back to this space. We're going to come into a tabletop position. So wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. And take an inhale, let the belly sink down, gaze forward. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, push the ground away. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, curl the spine. One more time, gaze forward, let the belly sink. And exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. And back to a neutral spine. And then lift the knees, tuck the toes under, up to downward dog. Start to pedal out your legs, one leg at a time. And then bring your feet a little bit wider apart. And then bring your right hand to the center of the mat. And then we're just going to reach our left arm underneath, grab onto the back of the right calf, or maybe the right ankle. Take a gentle twist here. Bring the left hand to the center of the mat and switch sides. Keep a slight micro bend in your left knee here. Don't want to lock it out. And then right hand back down to the mat. And then feet hip distance apart. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. You're going to hang out here in this forward fold. Keep the knees bent, and we're just going to interlace the fingers behind the head. And then pull the chest towards the thighs. And then move a little bit faster. We're just going to bounce a few times here, just to open up the hamstrings. Again, keep the knees bent, and you're not pulling too hard on the head. You're just using the momentum to bounce up and down. And then release the hands down to the ground. We're going to keep the arms at a T, so reach the right arm up to the sky. Keep the right leg straight with a slight micro bend, and the left knee is bent. And exhale, right hand down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold. Switch sides, straighten the left leg, bend the right, reach the left arm up to the sky. Your right hand doesn't have to touch the ground. You can also let it hover or palm. Wherever your flexibility is fine. No need to force it, especially so early in the morning. And exhale, left hand down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift and fold. Walk your hands to the top. Come back to your downward dog. And inhale, lift the heels, bend the knee, and walk to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Keep the knees bent, palms lift over the head, touch at the top, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, place the hands, step the feet back, and lower all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes, inhale, baby cobra, lift the chest, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift one more time, engage the glutes, exhale, lower. Flip the feet either through child's pose or high plank. We'll meet in downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale completely, and then make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the hands, come into chair. Bend the knees, sit the hips low. Lift the chest high. And we're going to bounce a few times, so let it lower down and rise up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You can do it, almost there. Warming up the quads. 1, go. Release, straighten the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, place the hands, step the feet back, first in high plank, so push the ground away. And then shift the hips forward, lower down, chaturanga, elbows at 90 degrees. Inhale, upward dog, flip the feet, push the ground away. And exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, shift the body forward. Inhale, lift, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it here. On the inhale, push the ground away. And then on the exhale, silently place the right foot between the hands and rise up strong for crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Pivot the left foot down. Send as much energy out your hands as you can. Sit the hips low. Come back to your breath. Slow it down. On the next inhale, flip the right hand, and as you reverse it back, don't touch the left hand down. So inhale, reverse it back. Just let that left arm float in front of you. And then exhale, extended side angle again without touching the arm. Just let it float in front of you. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. So we're putting a lot more work into our side core, feeling that stretch in the ribs. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Last time. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Place the left hand down on the ground and flip the right leg up and over for Wild Thing. Inhale, lift the hips. Engage the glutes. Reach the right arm up over your head. Continue to push the ground away. Get up out of that left shoulder socket. And then as you exhale, we're going to dip the hips down. Right hand comes close to the left knee. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Use that right quad to push your body back up. Lower down. Last one, lift it up, Wild Thing. And exhale, place the right hand down on the ground. Side plank on the right side. Stack the feet. Left arm reaches up to the sky. And then the gaze is up towards your left thumb. Two more breaths here. And then exhale, bring the left forearm down to the ground for forearm plank. Right arm reaches up. And exhale, right forearm down to the ground, forearm plank. Start to walk your feet towards the elbows. Lift the hips to come into dolphin. Now from here, we're going to gaze forward, look at the thumbs, and then shift the weight forward and let your nose hover over your thumbs. Press it back up to dolphin. Shift it forward, pull it back. Forward and back. One more. Really isolating those shoulder muscles. And then if you can, try to come back to downward dog with lifting both elbows at the same time. Whew. Tough even for me. Inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. One more time. Keep the movement slow and controlled. Bring it to the chest. Stay here for the inhale. And then exhale, place it between the hands. Rise up for crescent. And exhale, open up, warrior two. Settle in. Make sure you can see your big toe on the inside of your left knee. So if your left knee is collapsing in, maybe open it up just a little bit. You might need to come out of the pose just a little. On the next inhale, left hand flips, reverse it back. Again, without touching the right arm. Exhale, extended side angle. So it's almost like you're driving a big school bus, and this is the steering wheel. So you want to keep your hands as far away from each other as you can. And just let the breath pull you back and forth. One more time, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down. Right hand touches down. And let the left leg flat open over for Wild Thing. Inhale, lift the hips, engage the glutes. Push the ground away. And exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, lift it up, push the ground away. Exhale, lower. And lift. One more time, lower down. Lift it up. Back to Wild Thing. And then exhale, left hand down to the ground. Side plank on the left side. Stack the feet. Right arm reaches up. In our practice, we always try to keep our movements slow and the transitions slow, because that's when you really start to build awareness of your body. Slow is the new strong. Last breath here. And then exhale, right forearm down to the ground for forearm plank. Left arm reaches up. And exhale, left forearm down to the plank, down to the ground for forearm plank. And again, start to walk your toes towards your elbows. Come back to dolphin. And this time, we're going to gaze forward. Make sure your hands are about shoulder distance apart. And then we're going to shift forward to chaturanga. So you have to use a little bit of momentum, but keep the hips lifted as you shift forward. So exhale, gaze forward, chaturanga, elbows 90 degrees. Bring it back, dolphin. Exhale, shift it forward and back. One more time, forward and back. And again, come back to downward dog. Both elbows lift. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. One more time, inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. And then exhale, we're going to place the right foot outside the hands for lizard. So you can either stay here, or you can come down onto the elbows. Make some micro movements here. And come back up onto the hands if you were on the elbows. And then we're going to step our left leg through. So reach the right arm forward and then step the leg through. You can slide back on your mat. We're going to come into a forward fold. Hi, bug. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. And if you can't reach your feet, you can bend the legs to grab onto the feet and then start to move your hips back. We'll be here for a few breaths. So you've already made it through the hard stuff. And now is the time to relax and surrender just a little bit more. So with each inhale, you lengthen the spine. Maybe suck in the lower belly, and exhale, melt forward. Start to walk your hands back towards your hips, and then cross the ankles, and either step back or float back. We're all going to meet in downward dog. So if you do float back, come straight into chaturanga. From downward dog, inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog, and exhale, lizard lunge on the left side. And again, you can either stay here on the hands or come down onto the forearms. You can even bring your knee out if that feels good on the hip. But if you do, make sure that your foot also goes out. With almost every pose, you always want your foot to be going the same direction as your quad to protect your knee. 2 more breaths here. And then if you were on the forearms, you're going to come back up onto the palms, reach the left arm forward, and then step the right leg through. We're going to keep the legs bent this time. Bring the hands behind the back so the fingertips are pointed towards the hips. Feet are about hip distance apart. And then on the inhale, lift the hips up, reverse tabletop. So keep the glutes engaged. Continue to push the ground away. And the head can either be looking up towards the sky, back, forward towards the knees, whatever feels better on your neck. And then as we start to lower down, bring the hips a little bit closer to the heels this time. Keep the hands where they're at. Inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, maybe bend the elbows. A few more breaths here on your own. As with all of our classes, especially our home practice, we always add this anterior deltoid stretch in, especially when you do so much power and chaturanga movements. It's really good to add this stretch to your practice. And then start to walk your hands towards the hips. And maybe without using the hands, we're going to lower all the way down to the ground. 3 breaths to get there. Keep your core engaged. It's okay if you're shaking. I am too. All the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Be so proud of all the work you just did this morning. Now you're ready to go tackle the world. Take a big inhale through the nose. And exhale, open mouth. Release the heels to the corners of your mat. And come into your final pose of practice, your Shavasana. Palms face up towards the sky. And let your breath come back to its natural state. Maybe wiggle the jaw a little, release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. You can stay here in Shavasana as long as you like, but I recommend at least 2 minutes. I know it's tough, but you just want to jump up and get going with your day. But Shavasana is a really important part of your practice. It's like you've been working on a Word document after an hour, and if you just close your laptop and walk away, you did nothing. But if you hit the save button, the document is there, so you can consider your Shavasana like that save button. You want to just lock in all the changes that happened and give your body a moment to analyze everything that happened. There's nothing for you to do, nowhere for you to go. You just get to lay here, breathe, and relax. Feel free to pause the video. Stay here as long as you like. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.